Hi, thanks. Barnaby Chesterman from AFP. A question for Thymen and Egan. Obviously, you both rode the Giro and now going for the GC, and now you're going at the Tour. Can you just tell us a little bit about your physical shape and how tiring it is both physically and mentally to be doing the Giro and the Tour back to back, and what this means for your expectations?
Well, I think this for me is super nice that it's time to do Giro Tour. The clear and the happy. The thing is the biggest case in the world, so it's a big thing for me to be back in this race. So I mean, I'm ready to race. I'm ready to be aggressive and to try to to help the team. I think we have a super strong team, and for sure we can do a lot of things here if we just enjoy the race, and that's what we are trying to do for sure.
Yeah, for me, it's weird to say I have a bit more experience than Egan in this with doing the Giro and Tour last year. And for me, it was, of course, quite good last year, the Giro and the Tour. But I think for sure, mentally, it's really tiring to do a GC and then do the biggest Grand Tour with with how big it is, how big of a circus it is. It's quite tough, of course. So I think you have to manage the time in between super well, and I did. I took a big recovery. You don't have to do so much work anymore because, of course, you already did a Grand Tour. So it's all about managing, listening to your body, and trying to prepare as best as possible. And I think we both did. So otherwise, we're not here, I guess.
Thank you, Thymen. Luis Miguel, go ahead.
Hello. A question from Geraint Thomas, another one from Egan. Geraint, why about the absence of Carlos Rodriguez? Why is it not in the team? And para Egan, si puede contestar en castellano, ¿qué se siente, si siente que va a ser el líder del equipo en esta configuración? Gracias.
Yeah, like I said before, it was a super tough decision, and it wasn't based on one rider versus another rider. It was more just the general balance of the team and wanting to be competitive throughout the race over all terrains, and that's the decision we came to based on the objectives, really. And it's super hard because obviously I was a teammate of Carlos's a lot longer than I was in this role, and to be talking about that was strange for me personally. And then, but he's still a massive asset to this team, and he's still got a massive role to play, and still big year ahead of him, And it's not like, obviously, he will be super disappointed, obviously, but I think there's still a hell of a lot to go for, and he's still part of this team going forward, and the ambitions. It's just purely based on kind of the dynamic and the different roles we had and the makeup of the team, basically. So.
Thanks, Lee. James Norton. Go ahead, please, James.
I'll ask the question. Geraint, just when you lost Onley, you knew he wasn't going to ride. Did that change the selection, the tour selection, and will it change how you raced?
Yeah, most definitely. It's he was our, from the start of the year, he was a GC guy. He was going well, but obviously never really got a chance to show that. And as soon as that happened, obviously it was disappointing. But you need to dust yourself off and look forward. You can't wallow in what could have been or what should have been. And we look forward and we make our new objectives, a new plan, and we've still got a really great team to go out there. And as I say, it does change it slightly. The GC isn't like a single focus, which for this team it has been for a number of years. And there's numerous ways to race a GC as well. You can sit in there and you can follow and lose a bit of time every day, or you can just throw a bit of caution to wind and go after it and go for stages. And you've seen numerous times like guys have moved up in breakaways or whatever. But I think the mindset is just, let's just get out there and race our bikes and enjoy it. And like, you know, with guys like Kwiato and Egan, like Pipo, we've got some real experience, time, and we've got like new guys, obviously Kévin and Dorian, new to the team, and there's a lot of areas where we can continue to improve and build on for the future, and it's rather than pinning it all on one thing. So yeah, that's where the sort of the team's at really. But with Oscar, he's got his plan now. He's building and he's trying to at least end the season on a high as well. But so yeah, that's kind of where we were at.
Thanks, G. Benoit, over to you.
Hi. Yeah, that question would be for Kévin Vauquelin. English, I guess, but if we can do in French, I don't know.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, ok. Kévin, donc c'est ton retour sur le Tour de France après toute l'épopée de l'an dernier, mais dans des circonstances différentes. Est-ce que tu peux donc un peu nous expliquer comment tu te sens, quel est ton rôle et qu'est-ce que tu aspires à faire dans les 3 semaines qui viennent avec cette équipe Netcompany INEOS?
Bah ouais, c'est sûr que c'est quand même vraiment différent. On a voilà, une équipe par rapport aux années passées, pas très très solide aussi sur le papier, avec un départ surtout à Barcelone, avec un chrono par équipe. On est vraiment impatient de pouvoir se montrer et l'équipe a mis beaucoup de moyens là-dessus. Et après, on ira un peu comme j'ai pu faire l'année précédente. Jour après jour, on va faire la première semaine comme il faut et je pense qu'on a beaucoup de cartes pour être offensif et vraiment jouer sur de France.
Merci, Benoit. Iñaki?
Yeah. Iñaki Berrueta from D Sports and Cyclisme Grande. I want to ask Egan Bernal if it's possible to answer in Spanish. 1 month ago, we finished Giro d'Italia and your role there was very important for Thymen Arensman. ¿Qué rol espera jugar en este Tour de Francia y cómo afecta el plan de la Vuelta a España, Egan?
Three Grand Tours, mate.
No, a ver, creo que el rol en este tour, yo creo que va a ser nada, se va a seguir por etapas, creo yo. No creo que el plan sea ir pensando en la general. Tenemos un equipo que es muy fuerte, creo que tenemos corredores con mucha experiencia que se desenvuelven muy bien en etapas complicadas técnicamente, así que creo que tenemos que aprovechar un poco de eso. Y pues nada, en general creo que es como un poco ayudar al equipo, ¿no? Y vamos a estar ahí, seguir un poco los instintos en ciertos momentos. Y pues para la vuelta creo que, no sé, hacer 3 grandes en un año es bastante complicado. Pero creo que Pipo quiere hacerlo, así que Pipo wants to do the 3 Grand Tours, so maybe.
And Gongxi.
Yeah, but what's in that one? So guys, no, what's this?
David, if we can come to you, please.
Yeah, a question for Geraint. You've talked, Geraint, about being realistic. What, in your eyes, would constitute a successful tour for the team this year?
Well, without sort of like sounding a bit wishy-washy, I think how the boys race and how they gel and build and work together and look into the future, as I say, there's a core team here that will continue on, and you know, we got ambitions to win this race in the near future, and there's a lot of these boys which are going to be key to that. So that's a big one. And then when it comes to results, obviously you want to win stages, you want results. Like, you know, if someone was on GC, great, but I don't think anything is hinged on one thing. We just want to be fully in the race. We don't want to be passengers, and we want to be active and really fighting for those wins. And you know, these days I'm the first to say, you know, it was hard back in the day as well, because that's when I was racing, obviously. But bike racing is tougher and tougher these days. The depth is getting stronger and stronger, and the way that, you know, Pog and Jonas have sort of dominated in recent years, it's almost like there's more emphasis on stages. So, you know, to stand here and say, oh, three stages would be success, it would be wrong. I think obviously we'd love to win as much as we can, but it's just about how we race, how we represent ourselves and the team, and just get stuck in, enjoy it, and for sure we want to win and we want to be active, but yeah, we'll see how that goes, really.
Thanks, David. Benoit, can we come back to you, please?
Yeah, this one, Jean, maybe you can help me. I was just, because Kévin explained that the team has invested a lot in the team time trial. Can maybe one of the riders, I don't know which one would be the most appropriate for this, expand on the key aspects that have been worked on? What is essential for the team time trial? How do you work on it with the team? And maybe have you gone to a motorsport track or something like that to work on this kind of elements?
Thanks, Benoit. We'll hand that to the debutant, Josh Tarling, to
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, I think obviously we put in a lot of days and like time and effort onto it. You know, before all of the big TTTs we've had this year, we've done a circuit session and we will here as well. So I think it's just the time we spent in the wheels and the time we spent doing that sort of effort, as well as, you know, some equipment stuff and whatever. That's the main thing that we've sort of improved on, you know, is that just, yeah, like the time we've spent doing it.
Yeah, and I keep on. Oh, sorry, Benoit, go ahead.
Yeah, just have you worked on it in some specific settings, areas? I mean, like, is there some better locations to work on and prepare on the TTT?
I think we're a lot more aggressive now. You know, I think a couple of years ago we was quite conservative and looking after each other, and now it's obviously we're looking after each other, but we are a lot more aggressive, especially off the start, and just really sort of hit out early, you know, and not be afraid to lose people.
Okay, thank you, Benoit. Barnaby, if we can come back to you, please.
Thank you. Geraint, I know you just spoke about not having very specific goals, but you've brought some very high-level time trialists to the tour. Is the yellow jersey on the first day, at least, you know, in your thoughts?
Oh, well, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. I think, as the boys have said, there's been the TTT is an area where we thought, well, to train in that area as a group from the start of the year is a bit of a no-brainer, really. You know why? It's more about giving the boys the chance to perform at their best. You know, it's like anything. You know, you're not going to win the mountains jersey without going up a hill. So do some TTT together. And it gives you a bit of practice and a bit of that common feeling amongst you all. But obviously, there's been a lot of adversity there as well. Like if we sat down in January and named the squad lineup for the TTT, it'd be well, not very different, but it'd definitely be different to what is starting the TTT. But it's just a great opportunity for us, and like, why not just give it a good shot, you know? And the boys are motivated for it. We've got some world-class time trialists, as you said. And obviously in people and Josh, we got two of the best individually and in team discipline. So it's just an exciting goal. And it's, you know, let's get out there, start with a bang and give it the best we can. And after that, just continue, really.
Thanks, G. Tim, can we come to you, please?
Yeah, just for Valora Cycling. Question for Josh. Obviously, crashing out of Dauphiné, Auvergne Alps, whatever we're calling it now. How's the recovery been since then? Obviously, with missing the nationals as well.
Yeah, that was pretty good, mate. To be honest, I went straight to Germany, get it in and whatever. So it was nice and strong straight away. And then I can go back to the top of camp with everybody. Obviously, a couple of days on turbo, but yeah, back to normal, really. Maybe a bit less in the TT back than I would have done, but no, to be honest, it's been pretty smooth, you know, physio and all that stuff.
Josh. Leonardo?
Yeah, thank you. Talking about I was wondering if you have already a strategy about it. I mean, normally, the last one to arrive would be the GT guy, but as you have two very, very strong GT riders, maybe you can change this and just to go to the photo stage, or not?
Can you, Leonardo, so you just broke up in the middle. Could you just repeat your question, please?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry.
Thank you. I was wondering how you prepare the TT, thinking about who will be the last one, because here is a different TT, okay? So the last one counts. So maybe other teams for sure they will go with the GC man as the last man. But maybe if you want to win the stage in this case, maybe you were thinking of something different, or it's not the case. This question, I don't know, maybe for Geraint, I don't know.
Yeah, I think, Geraint, would you be happy to answer that, please?
Yeah, no worries. I think obviously there's been a lot of thought and a lot of discussion about the best strategy, really, and working back from the finish. Yeah, you need a finisher that's able to go up that last climb quickly, you know, after the last 20 odd minutes. And I don't think now's the time to discuss our strategy. But you know, it's something we've put a lot of effort into. We've got a lot of we've got a lot of boffins in Billy and Peter Shep and Chioni to put in their numbers and data and their thoughts. And then we've got the coaching angle where the riders are at. And then obviously the DS side of things as well, and the actual experience of doing it. So we blend all that together and we come up with the ideal strategy. But as we all know, it never goes to plan anyway. And I think one of our real strengths is that the boys getting up on that start line know how to race a TTT and adapt on the fly as well, really, because whatever happens, it's never going to be perfect. But yeah, we'll have our ideal strategy and we'll go from there.
Thank you.
Thanks, Leonardo. Dirk Kramer.
Yes, good afternoon. Question for Thymen. As you said, you have experienced combining two Grand Tours already. Will it be easier this time then, or is it still the same insecurity and difficulty with handling the fitness and stuff?
Sorry, what did you say at the end? I couldn't really understand.
Will it be easier this time after you've had already some experience with combining the Giro and the Tour?
Yeah, sure. I guess yes and no, because of course last year it was the first time I did it, and the first time I did the tour, and it's all new, and a lot of people say like it's the biggest race in the world and you have to experience it, and now I did, and for sure it's a big race. So of course it's always a big thing, combining the two biggest Grand Tours in the year, but like like I said, I have the experience now, and yeah, so I take that. But on the other hand, it's also just another bike race, really, and just another 3 nice weeks in France with these boys. So in the end, it doesn't change that much. I just try to do my best every day, crack some jokes with these guys, and go from there.
Thanks, Thymen. Okay, I think we'll look towards wrapping up. If I can come to you, Tom, and if there are any other final questions. Tom, let's start with you, please.
Yes, question for Thymen too. We have a double finish on Alpe d'Huez, aka the Dutch mountain. What are your memories of this climb from earlier on?
Yes, super special mountain, of course, Dutch mountain, and the famous corner 7, of course. That's super special to be racing on there. Hopefully, I will race on there, of course, because it's in the end of the tour. But I have super special memories of this climb because when I was a little kid, like so many other Dutch people, I went there with my parents on holiday, and was really keen and eager as a little child to do this climb also as fast as possible. So really good memories there from my childhood. And also with most of these guys here, we also did a little top-up camp for the guys who did the Dauphiné, or well, let's call it Dauphiné, okay? We did this race, and yeah, we also made some really good memories there. We did the climb a few times, but the climb is still just as hard as I remembered as a little kid. So I'm already looking forward to those stages, especially because it's the Dutch mountain, and the famous corner 7 will be amazing, I'm sure.
Cheers.
Thank you. I see two last hands in. Is it David? If we can come to you and then followed by Barnaby, please.
You're muted. David, you're muted.
You just
Sorry, Geraint, could I ask you one last question about the comparison between then and now? When you were going in every year with the Tour favorite and you were writing just for one guy, is this a much more challenging, a much more difficult, a much harder position to be in than the position you were previously in?
I think every year and every tour brings its own challenges, and yeah, like, you know, well, back when I won, you had myself and Froome, and then when Egan won, myself and Egan, and before that, you know, you had some Froome, sole Froome years, and obviously Brad and Froome. So, you know, it's all different dynamics and things, and this year it still brings massive challenges and massive opportunities, as it does every year. And like I say, you still got to be realistic. We're not going to sit here now and just say, look, we're going to win the yellow jersey, but in the back of our minds, it's not like that's a closed door. You know, we're still going to just race aggressively, as I say, and do the best we can every day. You know, it's that simple, and you can complicate it a lot as well. But you know, when we sat down, we tried to pick the best team to go after that and do that. And you know, when you don't have an out-and-out favourite for the GC, it definitely means you race differently. But that's what we're up for, and that's exciting as well, because these boys, like, especially guys like Kwiato, you know, he's been in the team for, well, donkey's years, I don't know exactly, at least 10 years, I would say. And you know, he's raced the Tour very differently back in those days compared to now. And I think just having that freedom, I think, is just gives a lot of motivation to all the boys as well. So I think we're all just excited about getting going.
Thanks, G. And final question then, Barnaby, please.
Merci. Une question pour les Français. Comment ça change pour vous maintenant d'être dans une équipe anglophone où forcément vous devrez parler anglais avec vos coéquipiers? Est-ce que vous pouvez juste expliquer un peu comment vous sentez cette différence?
Ouais, ça s'est fait naturellement. Après, au fil des courses, au début, ça casse un peu la tête, et puis après, on s'adapte rapidement. Et maintenant, non, on est dans le groupe. Après, moi, je parle aussi espagnol, donc des fois, il y a aussi des espagnols et aussi dans le staff. Donc, non, ça se fait vraiment naturellement. On essaie de pas trop parler français entre nous quand il y a les trois Frenchies ensemble, mais non, il y a pas énormément de changements. Déjà l'année dernière avec Decathlon, on parlait déjà pas mal anglais.
Ouais, et pour moi, je pense que ça permet aussi d'avoir une nouvelle façon de penser, une nouvelle façon de travailler. Et je pense que c'est quand même très intéressant de voir d'autres cultures. On sait que l'équipe Netcompany INEOS a beaucoup de nationalités différentes. Et ça permet vraiment de travailler d'une manière aussi différente et de vivre de nouvelles choses. Et je pense que ça peut être on va dire, une sorte de mal pour un bien. Et voilà, on voit des choses différentes, et on change un peu de ce mindset un peu français.
Great. Thank you very much.